The ideal church is a culture of coaching. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. My name's Chris Bailey. This is part number 4 of a 5-part series, Living with Christ, here in the book of Colossians. This is good stuff. And we're on the road in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's amazing to see that what God wants from us is actually what we need. You know, when I think about the standard of living, right? What a church should be like. Whatever God wants for us, we actually need it. He doesn't want anything for us that has no direct benefit, that does not prove to be an asset to our experience. So when he is saying, hey, this is how I want you to treat everybody, it's because he knows this is how everyone needs to be treated. And one of those beautiful gifts that we have is the gift of coaching. Now, when we go to Colossians, it doesn't say coaching, but it uses words like these. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom. Teaching, that's one thing that a coach does. And admonishing, that's another thing that a good coach will do. Admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs. Whoa, wait a minute. And singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. Whoa. When I hear psalms, hymns, singing, I'm just thinking worship. But he says, no, coach, admonish, teach one another using these things that we normally just relegate to worship. So even in our singing, it should be building. Even in our psalming, even in our preaching, in our experience, the design is not to put people down, but it's actually be about the business of lifting up people as I am lifting up the cross. As I'm lifting up truth, it's a truth. This is a knowledge, a way that elevates my lifestyle. Hey, everybody, I hope this study is blessing you. And I believe it is, because that's what we prayed for. If it is, do me a favor. Can you hit that like button? Also share this video with someone else and make sure you watch it to the end. All of these things combined will help the channel grow, but more importantly, it'll continue to help you grow as we grow. Now, Romans 15:14 goes this way, and I myself also am persuaded of you, my brethren. This is why it's not just to the common Joe, but to my brethren, that ye also are full of goodness, filled with all knowledge, able to admonish one another. He's calling them out for their coaching, their ability to admonish or coach each other up, the ability on one level to have a mind to know what should be done, but even more importantly, having a heart to work with people to become what we know they can be. That's a powerful opportunity in a church. And it's the responsibility of a church in a lot of ways to coach each other up. I, in my capacity as your brother, if we're all hitting against one another, sharpening one another, iron sharpening iron, upward and forward, that one point of contact, whether it's on a Sabbath morning, that one point of contact, whether it's one class, that all of us together, we're all bumping up. We're all pushing forward. So I'm pushing you up in your game. And what happens then is that everybody's game is elevated. We all grow because we're pushing each other and not putting each other down, or worse, just letting each other pass by. That is where it's why we can go to 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 11 and find some comfort. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as ye also do. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord and admonish you. I love this because it says, wherefore comfort and edify. So you got a balance here. There are some churches, all they do is comfort. I don't care what you're going through. They will always say yes and never tell you no. They won't go to the word where it says no. Then there are other churches, all they do is edify you. They will tell you 9 days a week what you are not supposed to do and never comfort you. That's why I love God that he has two hands. He is balanced. He gave us two shoulders. He gave us 2 feet so that we could be grounded and symmetrical to comfort and to edify. That's the package of coaching. That's what a good coach is able to do. He knows when to push and he knows when to pray. And if you're worried about whether or not you can be the coach God wants you to be, here's what I love. if you are on his team, you can be a coach. Because if you do and treat others the way he is treating you in your walk, we'll find ourselves helping one another way more than hurting one another. That's going to make a difference, not just at church, especially at home. Because what starts at home is to start in the heart.